But when God called us a pastor, that's what we've been using ever since. We use them. Matter of fact, God blessed us with abundance of hymn notes, even from the Church of God, and fill our pews with them. And so we just thank God. And this is one of the old songs that we used to sing. It's so sweet to trust in Jesus. It's so sweet to trust in Jesus, just to take him at his word, just to rest upon his promises, just to know thus says the Lord. Jesus, Jesus, how I trust him, how I prove him to trust him. I am so glad I've learned to trust him. Precious Jesus, Savior and friend, and I know that thou art with me, will be with me to the precious Jesus, Jesus, oh Jesus, how I trust him over and over. Jesus, Jesus, precious Jesus, how I love him more and more. When I think of the goodness of the Lord, I think of how wonderful he is. There's no God like our God. Transition is a word, a phrase that connects one idea to another. This connection can occur within writing a paragraph or between paragraphs. Transitions are used to show how one sentence or phrase are related to each other, or how they relate overall to the theme of a paper. But when we think of transition, we think of transition as a link that holds together a chain. Without the link, nothing would hold the chain together. Otherwise, if there was no transition to hold the chain together, then the chain would fall apart. God had raised up Moses because of the cry and prayer of his people. God always honors the prayers of his people. Because God is about, could we move this back a little bit here? Pull this back a little bit. Just move what I am and who I am. I owe it to him. Amen. So Moses was God's chosen leader that God had chosen to respond to the prayer of his people as they had stayed down in Egypt a little too long, because God had a divine purpose that he was going to initiate in those people's lives. But those people didn't know it. that God was thinking about them. And so as God had called Joseph home, and Joseph had been successful in governing the land of Egypt, leading the people through crisis and hardship, now God needed another man to take them to the next phase of the ministry. So God looked down upon a man and a woman and chose them to birth a son, and at the same time, the enemy was determined to destroy the vision and the hope of God's people by destroying the one that God that was raising up to bring forth to lead his people to the promised land. But it was all because God had heard the prayer of